Hey guys, welcome to Mystifying Miracles. Today's story is about a mother walking with her 3 sons, and like small children do, one kind of breaks free and an incident almost occurs, I guess you could say. But it's a cool story with possible angelic intervention, so stay tuned and I'm going to dive into this one. Sam Humphreys, she was a mother that lived in Connecticut in a small town on a small farm. And one day she was walking with her 3 sons down several little winding paths and trails that were around their home and on their property. All 3 of the boys, they were preschool aged, so she had her hands full. Now, a lot of these paths that were winding and twisty, they went in and out throughout pastures and the wooded areas. So Sam just wanted to be sure that her sons were all near her or she was carrying them because as young children do, they run off, they get distracted, and she just wanted to keep them safe. That day, the weather was beautiful. All 3 boys, including Mom, Sam, they were all giddy, happy, and just having a good time together. Her middle-aged son, he was 3 years old, and he was hyper that day. He was running within just a few feet of her, but running back and forth as fast as he could and just being silly and exploring. Well, as Sam and the boys are nearing down a path to a huge pond, Sam knows, a big water source like that, she didn't want her kids running off into it or anything, so she grabs all 3 boys' hands as best she can as they cross and walk near and past the big pond. And it was once they passed the pond that the 3-year-old middle son kind of broke free. He ran off straight ahead as fast as he could, and he was still laughing and giggling. And as the bends in this path or trail just went in and out throughout the trees and bushes, Sam could actually see the 3-year-old's red and yellow striped t-shirt. So she saw images of him still running, weaving through all those little paths throughout the woods. Sam yelled for the boy, but she didn't hear back. So she put the youngest, the baby, pretty much, under one arm, grabbed the other son's hand, and she darted forward down that path that twisted and winded as fast as she could while lugging 2 little ones. And it's as she's walking fast with the boys, she hears the middle son laugh. But it didn't come from where she expected and where she was headed. It came from a totally different direction. And it turns out the middle boy had gotten off on a little trail that really wasn't traveled much. So Sam, with 2 boys in tow, starts heading towards the laughing she's hearing coming from him, still going as fast as she could muster. Now, the trail that the boy had taken, it went up a steep hill, or it led to that, I guess you could say. And up the steep hill was a horse pasture. Now, as Sam gets to the foot of this hill, she is shocked, how fast her 3-year-old was. He was already halfway up that steep hill, and he was going fast. She described it as he looked like a little mountain goat, just scurrying up and laughing as he went. She knew she'd have to go faster to get to him. So she tells the oldest boy, stay here, hold the baby's hand at the foot of the hill, and she took off scrambling as fast as she could. She was yelling the whole way the boy's name to stop running, but he just kept scurrying, so she kept scurrying as fast as she could. But Sam ends up slipping and tripping, and that's when she started to hear hoof beats from above in the horse pasture, and she started to panic. Obviously, that meant someone was nearby riding, and it was very common for riders on the horses to come down that steep hill because it was a shortcut that led to the pond. She also knew that whoever was riding that horse would be going too fast. They wouldn't be able to stop in time, and they most certainly probably wouldn't see the little boy right under the steep part of the hill. So as she's scrambling up faster and faster, she starts to pray as she goes. At one point, she desperately just hauls it and jumps forward to grab the back of the little boy's overalls to pull him back before, a horse comes rushing over that hill. But she misses. She lands just inches from the little boy. She watched in terror. It was almost like in slow motion because she knew that a disaster was about to occur. And then that's when it happened. The 3-year-old suddenly flies back and lands on his rump on the ground near her. Turns out the rider was coming over just as that happened as well, and she tried her hardest to stop the horse, but of course, she didn't have time to do it. So now Sam's looking on as this horse is just pawing and rearing at the dirt right where her son was just a moment earlier. And so a little funny part of this story, the 3-year-old apparently turned around towards his mother after he flew back and hit his little rump. And he said, quote, "Mama, you didn't have to pull that hard. That hurt." Obviously, Sam was just taken back, but she was happy. She scooped up that little boy, hugging him, was so thankful, tears falling from her eyes. She couldn't believe what she had just witnessed. After she composed herself, she thought about what had just happened. And it was strange because she knew she didn't touch the boy. She tried when she leapt for him, but she fell within inches. The horse rider hadn't come over the top of the steep hill yet. She couldn't stop her horse, so she didn't touch the boy. So that begs the question, who made the little boy fly back all of a sudden? So Mom knows it to be, she says, that it was divine intervention, and she is most certain that he had a guardian angel watching over him that day. Many years passed since this story was put out, and Sam watched all her boys grow up. That particular middle son, she said, grew up to be quite a young man, a good man, and she loves to think back on that day and what happened and the whole story and how the little boy flew back. It's just a really cool story and obviously very miraculous. So let me know, guys, in the comments what you thought of this story. I hope it blessed you guys. I hope you're having a great week. Thank you for watching. I'm going to see you next time.